What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you the progress update on the brand new Kids Drift Trike. Let's get started. I noticed a lot of you guys started checking out the build series on the first one, so I appreciate the feedback on that. That's why I figured I would update you on the new one right here. So I finished up that first one for YouTube earlier this summer with no real intention of making a second one. But the buyer of that one gave it to his nephew and now wants one for his niece. That's why I'm here with this thing. I took him up on it because I haven't had the opportunity to duplicate one of my builds, and I was excited to go over it again and try to make some improvements. Before I go over everything, this video is sponsored by Ridge Wallets. This is one of their aluminum wallets. It has a tropical print on it, money clip, holds up to 12 cards, and these things are built tough. Before switching to these bad boys, I used the typical bulky leather wallet. It always felt gross in my pocket, awkwardly stuck out, whereas these are nice and low profile. These are basically like the iPhone or Android of wallets. They feel good, they look good. I got some buddies to switch over to them as well, and we haven't looked back since. I want you guys to check out the description for me. There's different designs and prints. They come with a really cool special tool, and I appreciate Ridge for sponsoring this episode. So the new Kids Trike also uses the Razor Mini Chopper base and frame, except for this time, I decided not to combine the Razor DXT Drift Trike at all. It uses the original Razor Mini Chopper forks on it, and I switched out the original wheel for a full-size bicycle wheel. That would have been the small original wheel. And for the back tires, where we use the plastic, pretty low quality DXT Drift Trike wheels, I am using brand new rubber aluminum rim wheels. These are also bearing wheels. That has definitely been the big debate in the comment section of the original build series. Why the heck did he use bearing wheels and not a solid axle? So my big response to all that is the buyer requested the same exact thing. They've been enjoying the original all summer long, and believe it or not, it's been perfect for the younger generation that has been riding it. Of course, if I was building a second one for myself or someone around my age, I would right away say, I need a bigger engine, I want the solid axle, I want the wheels probably widened out, and I probably need some more leg room too. There's a few things I would change, but when we're talking 8 and 10-year-olds, this thing is simple, it's perfect for them. I improved the engine mount on this one as well. This time I'm just using one plate instead of two plates. Originally, I used a plate on top and a plate on bottom, and the reason I had to do that is because there's little bumps in the frame here. I put the Trike on its side quick so you can see what I'm talking about, the big humps right here. And originally I actually cut into this bar right here, it was kind of a mess to make it all fit and to get that second plate in here. This is just way simpler. Everything is straight the first time, and it's really stable too. With some spacers, and then I'm using 4 posts for the engine to sit on. So this is just a lot better looking too, in my opinion, and it was, like I said, a lot simpler for me to do. On the 47cc, I swapped this sprocket again so that we don't have to use that tiny pocket bike chain. This is the T8F sprocket, same as the first one. I'm gonna have to use a longer bolt so I can get it out just a little more. That'll be an easy fix. When I used the Razor DXT forks on the first bike, those had the standard bicycle brakes right here. So they come down right here and the standard pads go against the rim. These mini chopper forks don't have that, so I improved this one by using disc brakes this time. I set it up in the back here with a motorized bike brake caliper right here, attached it to the frame right there, and now I just have to attach it back here to ultimately get it nice and stable and straight. Everything should line up really well, and I'm excited to try this out. Picked up this disc on eBay, attached it to the wheel right here. And of course, since I'm not using those plastic wheels like on the first one, I had to come up with a way to attach everything to the wheels so that it can spin as one, like the sprocket right here and the disc brake. So the sprocket on both sides, actually, I'm using these rods, these threaded rods right here. I heated them up and bent them to fit the bolt pattern on the rim right here. So let me go on this side. You can see the bolts the rims are 2 pieces and they're bolted together. So I just took out 4 of the rim bolts right here and threw those rods in there and bent them to make it work with the sprockets. So now that's attached and will all work as one. Way better than drilling holes into the wheels to make, and I didn't have to make a plate this time if you guys saw that first episode. So the same thing for the disc brakes over here as well. Actually a little bit simpler. The same bends. They required the same bends. So this sprocket needed to come out a little bit for the pattern, and the disc brake needed to go in a little bit for the disc pattern right here. So 4 on each side for both, and it's a really sleek setup. The sprocket's a little bit better too. It's a bearing sprocket, so this is going over the rod and it's keeping everything straight that way naturally as well. So that's really sweet. You'll also notice, of course, that the rod goes all the way across. This is a thicker rod too, so no chance of any bending happening. Before, on the first one, I used bolts to reinforce it in a way, and the rod was split right here because we had the tailpipe coming through. This time around, I'm using a motorized bike tailpipe that I'll show you mocked up on the engine. I don't have it trimmed yet, but this is a motorized bike exhaust that I'm hoping to use for it. So basically it'll cut off right here and nothing will come in the back right there like on the first one. That pipe that I used on the first one was the Jet Pro pipe. It's like $160 pipe, and I decided to just pretty much, you know, throw it in for them, not really charge them on it because they're just ridiculously overpriced, but it was a sweet look nonetheless, and that was a big goal of mine on that first one, to get the pipe coming between the 2 tires. That was, you know, one of my main things that I wanted to accomplish when I set out to even build that first one. Oh, and something pretty cool about these wheels as well. These are actually Razor wheels. They come from the electric DXT drift trike from Razor. They're rubber wheels, of course, and aluminum rimmed. So a little bit upgraded from Razor on the electric one. As far as power goes on this one, I'm going to see how it pulls with me on it with the stock 47cc on there. Of course, on that first one, I had the performance upgraded 47cc that we did the whole video series on. So it had the big bore kit, it had everything done to it. But seeing how this is just a 8-year-old girl that's going to be on this might just be plenty of power, and I may try out the rocket key on it since it is a stock engine. They say that that can be a good upgrade for the stock engines, and it's safe where it's not going to blow it up. But we'll see how the power is with me on it. And I went with the smaller tooth sprocket. There was a bigger one too, so I'll be curious how much torque it actually has. I was thinking maybe the top speed is a little bit better, so I went with the smaller one. We'll see what it's like again. I kept the plastic back fender on here. I think it looks pretty sweet. Of course, there's not going to be an exhaust running through the middle, so I was able to keep that there. And of course, guys, this is going to be painted in girl colors, so the plastics will be a different color, and the frame I'm going to be painting as well. I'll probably end up painting the handlebars up here since the rust didn't want to come off, and I did paint the handlebars on the original one too, so that'll be kind of nice to match to things on the bike. And mechanically right now, of course, I have to add the chain. Like I mentioned, I have to extend that sprocket out just a little bit and probably move this in just a tad. That's the beauty of using the threaded rod right here. I can adjust that by just screwing the threads in just a little bit on the bearing wheels, and I can move that closer or wherever I need it exactly. And I'll be adding the chain tensioner again right here, so throw that together with some motorized bike parts that I have laying around still, and the gas tank as well. Just have to drill the hole right here. I'll probably end up doing another weed whip gas tank on it. Seemed to be pretty decent since the frame rail here comes through, unfortunately, so it kind of creates a problem with just getting a full-size tank on there, but we'll make it work. I think that's about it for right now on this thing. If you guys are interested in seeing how it turns out and possibly I can take you guys on the first ride along with it. Let me know in the comment section, and give this video a thumbs up for me. That really helps out the channel and lets me know that you guys are interested in a build. But I appreciate you guys staying this long, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.